Hi everyone, welcome back to another anime review. We are reviewing an anime that's in the title description down below. Now, our main character is a character who is a fat person in middle school. He gets bullied and picked on. He tries to make sure that he gets involved. He's the newspaper delivery boy. He gets in late because he got picked on a lot. But when he's walking home, he sees a girl who is getting hit on, so he decides to step in. And pretty much when he steps in, the guys book it away from him, but he also gets his ass kicked. So he gets bullied a lot because of his weight and size, because he is fat. So, which is a bad thing. However, when he just starts crying in his bathroom, he decides to punch his what's it called, the mirror in his bathroom. So when he decides to destroy it, a door, his wall opens up in the bathroom, and it's another house. The problem is the house that he avoids is a new place where monsters live, and you can level up. There's a level up system, so you can be level. He starts off at level 1, but the first monster he beats is level 300, and he decides to kick the shit out of it. But one shot, because his fucking weapons that he gets inside the fucking place are OP as fuck. So, after he defeats the monster, he decides to go to sleep. When he wakes up, his body mutates during the nighttime, pretty much making him have a six-pack. And so instead, he's a big fat round dude. He's a tall fucking guy who's jacked and he can fuck some shit up. He also has the skills up using magic, which is fucking hilarious. So yeah, but he wants to use his magic for good, which is a good thing. So when it comes to him, he levels up. He gets a lot of good skills. He knows how to cook. He knows how to he wrestles a fucking bear. He is fucking OP as fuck. Now then, when it comes to the girls that like him, there are 6 of them. His teacher falls in love with him because he can cook, and she bluntly says that she wants him to marry him. And it's kind of fucking funny on how the other 2 characters react. How do I say 2 characters? Because 3 characters love him, like him, in the real world, and 2 characters like him in the fantasy world. I'll get to that later. But the teacher is the first one to go, and the only reason why she likes him is because he takes down the bear, saves her life, and also the fact that he knows how to cook, and that's the main reason why she wants to, marry him. As for the other 5, the first girl that he saves when he was, big and fat. She likes him from the get go, and I think that he deserves her more. She deserves more of a relationship with him, because he has told her more about both worlds. Because at this point in the story, both she is the only character that he is friends with that knows about both houses. The house in the magical world where all the demons and stuff are in, and also the place where the real world lives. So that's the main gist of it. Although there is a couple of things, but I'll get to that later. So the third girl is his friend that's a redhead who is in his class, and the only reason why she likes him is because he saved her face from getting hit with the soccer ball, and he does it in the most badass way. The one of the soccer players decides to kick the ball right into her face, so this guy decides to do a flip, kick in midair, and shoot across the fucking field to score a goal. Like, what the fuck is this shit? So that's the main thing about that problem. So she falls in love with him. She doesn't really have that much of a thing, but whatever. As for the other 2 girls, as for the other 3 girls, the 4th girl is a model. She likes him because he stood up to her by a guy who's a boxer who gets his ass kicked by him, because of the fact that he did a photo shoot with him. And there's a side plot where her agency is trying to get him to be a model and stuff like that. But she also has a crush on him. So that's the main thing about that. I'll explain that when we get back. Now, the other 2 characters are from the fantasy world, which one's a princess and one's an assassin. They both like him, which is kind of fucking funny. But the interesting thing is that the assassin is a contract to kill the princess, but instead decides. But the princess decides to make her bodyguard, which is confusing as fuck. So yeah, all 6 girls like him. Now, when it comes to the main plot and the main focal point, it's all over the place. When it comes to the girls, they are scattered all over the place. I mean, at the very end, the most consistent girl that is there is pretty much the two fantasy girls, and also the girl that we saved in the beginning. The girl that he saves in the beginning, because she knows about the fantasy world. So yeah, she's also level 1 too, which is kind of fucking funny. So that's the main thing about that. Now, when it comes to the fucking pacing of this anime, I have to say that the pacing in the beginning part is really fast and really fucking confusing. Because there's a plot hole in the whole entire anime. Because at the end of the credits, there's at least some snippet of a scene here and there. And they show, at the end of the credits, they show a scene where the agency is trying to pick them up. Problem is, that plot line doesn't go anywhere until 2 or 3 episodes after they said it. So that's the main problem I have with it. Like, the pacing of the anime, when it comes to all these stories coming along in the beginning, is a clusterfuck. And that's what my main problem with this anime is. It's really good, but in the beginning, it's a clusterfuck because you don't know what storyline is going to happen the next episode, and you don't know what characters are going to show up in the next episode. That's the main problem. Like, the assassin gets introduced in the very end of one episode, and then in the next episode, she's nowhere to be seen. That confuses the fuck out of me. Like, I'm like, what the fuck, man? So, at the beginning part, it's a clusterfuck because you don't know what story you're gonna get. From the very end, I got it was this more slow pace, so to speak, and I kind of got where it was going, and I kind of liked it. So, because of that reason, it's good to my opinion. I like how the main character is always nice to everyone. Even the villains that tried to kill him, he's still nice to them after he beats them. Which I think is really good and really wholesome. The music, it's okay. I mean, I didn't like it, but it's not bad. It's just music, you know. It's not like reincarnating as a sword or Naruto or anything like that of a soundtrack, or Fairy Tail for that matter. So that's the problem. Well, I almost fell off my... lean off the chair. Sorry, my apologies. So that's the main gist of those characters. So when it comes to the main plot, it's that all 6 girls like him. And the only girl that knows that all 5 girls like him is the first girl that sees them. And the only reason why she knows about it is because at the end of the credits of the first season, she meets the princess and the assassin in the other world, and she's the only person that sees them. With that being said, I think that they are the best person, but I wouldn't be shocked if the manga or the fucking anime decides to make him marry all 6 girls, because apparently that's what's going to happen. Although, if he marries the fucking teacher, that makes no fucking sense. There are some badass moments where he takes on a gang member, but he forgives a lot of the characters. Like his brother and sister, they hate him for it, but after he forgives them, they decide to be nice to him, and they are very happy with him. The problem is, it doesn't show up, because even though they are at the end in the end credits, they smile at him, he smiles back, and that's that. Because once they get arrested, they are pretty much non-existent for the rest of the anime, and that happens halfway through it. So I'm gonna give this anime a 6. I like how the anime is constructed. I just think that the first half of the anime is a clusterfuck of when it comes to plot lines, because there's so many fucking plot lines. I've seen so many animes that are like, plot lines are like a lot better structure-wise, and that's just my opinion. I've watched 395 animes at this point, but I gotta give this anime a 6 just because of that reason. The beginning part was very constructed, and also the soundtrack is kind of lackluster, so I'm giving this anime a 6 out of 10. If they make a new season, I'll watch it. I mean, it's another good anime, but hey. What are you guys' thoughts on this anime? Would you watch it? Would you like to watch it? Also, there is some perverted shenanigans here and there, but it's mainly due to the fact that one of the characters has big boobs. So yeah, and it's the girl with the red hair who's the girl who is his classmate. So I just want to let you know that. So I hope you guys have a nice positive day, and always stay positive. You know that? You know. Can't wait for the next anime review, which will probably be next week, probably. I don't know.